So I knew that when I graduated school, I was coming right to wrestling. I didn't have no NFL dreams or anything like that. I wanted to be a wrestler. So I'm gonna wrap up football, come to wrestling. So I was like, let me just pull up to a show just to see what it's about. Man, I pull up there, and a guy by the name, and y'all know him, if y'all talk about North Carolina greats, y'all know him, Alexander Moss, the absolute. I spoke to him at intermission, and he said, don't wait. Start now. And once you graduate school, you're going to be ready. And I said, yes, sir. So I started, and as soon as I played my last down, graduated school, I basically graduated wrestling not too long after, and I was hitting the ground running after that.
Oh, man. What school did you go to in West Virginia? And tell us what the transition was like for you in terms of going from football to professional wrestling.
Got you. So I graduated from Concord University. I was there from 2017 to 2021. I played linebacker up there as a starter for 2 years, all conference, close to all regions, stuff like that. The transition from football to wrestling, the biggest thing was patience. You know, football, it was just go, go, go all the time. You know what I'm saying? Wrestling, it's a lot of patience. And I'm not used to that. Never been used to that. But without that slow build, without that patience, without that storytelling, without all that, it's nothing. Football is a lot of go get it. Wrestling was a lot of do the right things. But sometimes you got to let the right things come to you.
You mentioned that you knew once you got done with school, you was going right to professional wrestling. At any point during that transition from school, football, professional wrestling, did you feel like maybe you should have a backup plan, or was you like just straight bullheaded, straightforward for the professional wrestling aspect?
Well, the thing about it is I graduated school, so the backup plan took care of itself. But if I'm being real with you, I mean, I don't like having backup plans because that's like saying my original plan ain't gonna work. Wrestling is my thing. Wrestling has been in the stars for me since I was a kid. My uncle is my uncle for a reason. God made him my uncle for a reason. He knew that he was gonna get me into wrestling. He knew I was gonna love it like this, and I wasn't gonna stop until I got what I wanted. You feel me? So the backup plan took care of itself. I graduated school, blase. Yeah, I mean, I got, doing what I got to do. No, wrestling is my number one.
Manifest and find out. I have a quick question, and I think for a lot of people, this will kind of put in perspective dedication. How long of a drive from where you were going to college is Greensboro, North Carolina?
2 hours and 30 minutes.
So that is a 5-hour round trip. How many times a week were you doing that?
Sometimes once, and I would stay all day on Sunday. Or I would come, sometimes it'd be 2 to 3 times a week. It just depended on what I had open. Because keep in mind, playing college sports, that's a lot. So, but anytime I could find time, I was going. I used to have a job where I would work from 8 to 1. This is after football. When I was completely done with football, I would have a job that I would work throughout the week, work from 8 to 1. I would schedule extra time to get some private time. So I would come down to school, from school, get there about like 3 something. And I probably wouldn't be back in West Virginia till like early the next morning, sometimes like 2 in the morning. Because I would stay go to school, be there for a hot minute, and then drive on back to the school. And then wake up the next day, go to work.
That is incredible. Now, speaking of Alexander Moss, and forgive me for not having this information on like ready to go like I normally would. Have y'all ever had a match together?
Unfortunately, no. It's been in the cards.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Listen, that's the match that I've been waiting on my entire career. But the thing about wrestling, we talk about patience, it's got to be right. Sometimes it's just got to be right. If I got the match when I wanted it, it wouldn't have been right. because I'm so much different now than when I first really started wanting that match. Now it's different. It's gonna be better, and I'm gonna give him the match he deserves because I know he's gonna give me the match that I want.
Absolutely. He always does. That's part of being the absolute truth. Man, that is incredible. And I just want to say, watching you grow in the last 2 years has been a genuine pleasure, because there's something that clicks with you that a lot of, I would even see some Firestar kids, it takes them a bit for this to click, where the crowd reacts to you in such this organic way. And that, I don't know if that can really be taught, but like to see that reaction and then your like competitiveness just meet it every step of the way, no matter how much it grows. It's like you rise with it. It's incredible. It, like, as a fan, it is so fun to watch how much you've grown. Like, so thank you for giving us that experience, because that is truly incredible and like should not be undermined at all.
Let me ask you a question, Blake. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but where did you get your drive from? Because I can see it on you. You have a really a focus about you, and I think that's probably why you love football and you were successful at that, and then you jump into the wrestling world and now you're successful with that. Where does your drive come from?
Truth be told, comes from my mom. She just, she always raised us, to understand that like nothing is ever going to be given to you. If you want something, you have to literally stand up and go take it. And everybody has this notion that like things are more complicated than they should be. No, a lot of things out here, it's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. Get up and freaking work and grind and go get it, because it's sitting right out there for you. I look at people and they have certain things that you might desire. You know what I'm saying? But we're all people at the end of the day. What's different about them? Nothing. They just went up and went and got it. So why can't you get up and go get it? And that's just my mindset. If they can go and get it, they're a person. They came into this world naked and afraid, just like me. How come they can go and get it? What's stopping me? Myself. Nothing. And I'll be damned if I stand in my own way. There's too many things already standing in your way. Don't be one of those things standing in your way.
That's fantastic, man. That's fantastic. And honestly validating as hell to hear you say that, because that's what it is. The only thing stopping you half the time is you. And like that's awesome, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I love the passion that you have, man, for wrestling, and that you immediately know, all right, this is what I'm going to do. What's some of the biggest lessons that you've learned while in the industry?
One of the biggest things is everybody's not going to feel you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because you got to think about it like this. Do you like everything? No. I like rap music, but I don't like every rapper. But somebody feels them. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to appeal to them. So my biggest thing is just like, if one person don't feel you, that don't mean nothing.